All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the program. So, in the game news today, that has been recently announced, Google Stadia is actually shutting down. Why is this a big deal? Well, I actually bought a Founders Day bundle, and I actually had pretty big hopes for Google Stadia. This was before, of course, this is before I got the my handheld Steam. Oh man, I'm at a loss for words. But anyway, Google Stadia is actually shutting down. The good news, since I actually bought a Founders Pack, I'm gonna get refunded for the equipment that I bought. And I only had like one controller. I've got a black controller, and I've been trying to find what I did with my controller. And if you actually notice in my logo, that's actually a Stadia controller. I was holding that up, and I had that rendered. Now Google Stadia, and you can actually go back through some of my old content to where I actually did I did kind of an open box tour of Google Stadia, and I showed some video of me playing. I think it was Destiny 2 on Google Stadia, on my older PC, not the one that I'm using right now. And I thought it was a good thing. The thing about it is, as time went on, I had less of a use for Google Stadia than the other platforms. And my main things have been Xbox, PC, Steam. I kind of got into Epic Games for a little bit, and so on. But the more that I started using PC gaming, the less I needed for Stadia. Because the thing about it is, when Google released Stadia, the other platforms started to beef up their own cloud platforms. Xbox, their cloud gaming and got better. I was doing that more than I was using Stadia. Um, I think PlayStation has some kind of cloud gaming service. I don't use that one because I'm not a PlayStation guy. I think that Um, it had potential for Google to actually get into some more hardcore gaming that could get the attention of us, the gaming community. But oh well, we'll see where it's at. And because I had the Founders Day, the Founders um, bundle or what have you, I actually there was a point that I was paying that monthly service, but it just didn't keep and hold my attention. So I started using it less. And the thing about it, it actually came in pretty handy if you have a pretty strong internet connection in your house. And they had to where you could actually put Stadia on basically any monitor. So I actually had at one point I was playing Mortal Kombat with my Stadia controller on my living room TV that had the Google Chrome dongle, whatever you want to call it, had that plugged in. And because I had such a strong internet connection, there was no lag. It was just like I had a console in the living room, in my own living room, but yet the console wasn't there because it was all cloud based. So that would have been a good use for it. You still have to have the controller. Can do it with just any controller. That part, it had to be a Stadia controller. And I think that's partly where they kind of screwed up. I think that they could have still launched this platform um, and not forced you to have to use their controller all the time. Because think about it, minus a few buttons on it, they had like the Google search button and a screenshot button, is basically the same controller as an Xbox controller. I mean, other than it was comfortable, but to be honest, between the Stadia controller and like an Xbox Pro controller, I'd really rather use this. I'd rather use an Xbox controller. Even though it was still comfortable. I mean, they gave you a dongle and everything, but oh well. Because they're giving refunds out. I'm really not going to be out any money. I forget how much I even paid for it. I need to see what I paid for it, just so I can see what I can do with that money once they refund me those funds. And the thing about it is, like, I was looking at Stadia, and I didn't own but maybe a few. Let's take a look at this here real quick. Ooh, I see. I even forget the daggone link to it. Yeah, okay. It was Stadia.com. So okay. Um, my library. This is all that I had on Google Stadia, and I really didn't. I think the most thing that I ever really messed with was WWE 2K Battlegrounds, and because I had been since Google Stadia came out, and one thing that actually got my attention for Google Stadia was that I could actually take this on the road with me, use whatever internet connection I could use, or play it through my phone or whatever, and I still had kind of gaming on the go. But since then, Razer actually came up with their cloud. Well, not cloud. They actually came out with the attachment that you could put your cell phone in, and that was a controller. I felt in a lot of cases that was better and more convenient. Um, I did have a laptop with me while I was on the road, so I was able to access my Stadia library on the go. Um, what else? But other than that, like after my travel ended, I didn't really have much for it. So I still use the cloud for Xbox. Um, and I've got my hold on a sec. And I do have my Steam Deck, um, which is it's not a cloud based platform. It's not a cloud based device. It does have to sync to the internet to so you could use the cloud. But I also have one of these. Um, but there's just too much. There's too many options. I know that Google would have wanted to get into the cloud gaming, but I think that the market is just so saturated with stronger competitors that they were kind of bit off a bit more than they could chew. Now, I do think that Google, the Alphabet company or umbrella company, whatever you want to call them, I think they do got a potential if they ever wanted to become like a third party developer, kind of like what Sega ended up being. The thing about it is like some of these I bought for cheap or I got a good deal on them. And pretty much everything you see here, you can get it on a different platform. They didn't really have much of in the wave of exclusives. I mean, they had the Stadia Pro service, which is fine, dandy. um, but really, there was nothing there that just kind of held my attention. Like, oh crap, I got to get on Stadia. Oh man, I want to play this. This is my favorite game, and I can only get it on Stadia. I never really saw that. Let's actually just take a quick look through here. I got Marvel's Avengers, which I actually have that on Xbox as well. Resident Evil Village. I hadn't even touched this, and I actually nearly forgot that I actually bought this on here. I guess I might as well get some time out of it, so I'll probably play through it for a little bit this month because I do want to kind of do like a bit of a horror series of streams coming up just in honor of Halloween. So I'll probably do that. I did enjoy playing Samurai Showdown. This was actually okay. The game itself was okay, but I remember when I would play it, and when you're doing player versus player, I felt like there was just a bunch of lag. That's how I felt about that. I felt like it was just laggy too much, and that's one of the downfalls with cloud gaming in general. Depending on the type of game, there's that whole controller latency that you got to watch out for. And I even still would still see it. I don't know if they fixed it or not, but like if I was to play Forza like through Xbox's cloud service, it was a bit the controller latency was it was just too long. You turn the stick your wheel to the left, you expect it to turn to the left like right then and there. But the controller latency was so bad, it was delayed and it was just really screwing up your driving. So kind of like I mentioned before, yes, I'm gonna get a refund for this, and everybody's getting a refund. So I guess, I mean, Google's got bundles and bundles of money for for days on end. They'll be able to, but they'll be able to just write that off and just count. They pretty much just count their losses at that point. The other similar platform was that Amazon. Actually, I got a controller for that too. I gotta blow it off because it's got so much dust on it. This Joker, this Amazon gaming device, which worked just like Stadia, um, but I didn't have doesn't have a rechargeable battery. And with this whole Prime gaming thing, what a lot of people do, and I guess this is smart for Amazon. They actually give you incentives for paying attention to stuff like this, but you don't have to use their you don't have to use their controller, and they give you free stuff if you have Amazon Prime already. I've gotten, just like any other gamer, I've gotten free things for Grand Theft Auto and a few other services. So I don't know. I don't. I was paying like the monthly fee, but I'm gonna have to check and see. I did not purchase digitally any games that go specifically for that device. But fortunately, I don't need to use Google Stadia's controller, and I'll probably just end up picking back up and playing a little bit through Resident Evil Village before it all just before they shut the servers down. So I think these are, if I remember right, Stadia is pretty much going away for they're going away permanently in January 18th. So what little bit I have in Stadia, I got what, like this month, October, November, December, basically 3.5 months left that I can enjoy this. So that might be enough time for me to finish off, get through a decent amount of Resident Evil Village. So, but other than that, goodbye Stadia. We had high hopes for you, and who knows? Maybe years down the line, Google will try to get back into the gaming realm, and maybe they'll come up with peripherals or another gaming service, and maybe some exclusive titles, and we can just kind of chop it up about Google Stadia at that point. But anyway, let's get on here and do some sphere building. I'll let the background music go. All right. Welcome to another water planet. So I kind of ran into an issue where I was not producing the yellow matrix. So long story short, looked to me like I needed more oil. Let's switch my audio here. Let's get that going. All right. So I do have a transport vessel coming every now and then to take oil back to these plants. So I'm going to go back to where I expect that plant to be making the matrix. So we're going to fly back over there. Back to Epsilon. Which planet was it? We're going to sail back over there and see if this is picking up. This shows that it's not working, but we're going to head back over there and see what's going on. Also, I'm going to try to transition to adding content on the Fanbase app. Yep, let me slow down. I'm passing my dang planet. And this sphere is actually one of my favorites. This is not the planet I was looking for. And that's alright. What does this planet have? It's got a bunch of copper. It's got stone. Not much of a good value. I might end up turning this into a hub later. We need to hop on over to the 4th planet. I'm going to turn this on to remote supply because I think I need to set it up to where I can receive this this energetic graphite. Because what ended up happening was that I was short on organic crystal, but that's why. But no, that's beside the point. But what I do need to do is try to convert some of this coal to kind of increase the amount of refined oil that I have. So, but I might make a video about how I should do that later. But anyway, let's hop on over to the 4th planet. I forgot how far away that planet was. That planet is almost 6 AUs away. AU for astronomical unit. Thing about it's like I basically stripped this whole planet of its oil, of its crude oil. When I first landed on this planet way back when. Yeah, something's happening. The researchers actually keep going. So I think we might be alright. You know, there's no oil right there, but something is going on. Yeah, because the research is actually kicking off. Yeah, okay. Because when I came on here earlier, all this was basically dead. But since it looks like we're back to producing the organic crystal, which now there are plants I could go get this from easy. But this plant actually did have like its own organic crystal, if I remember right. But I think I need to go ahead and expand this. Let's fly over there directly. The thing about it is, like, in my star clusters, there really aren't that many green planets. So if you want to find the organic crystals or oil, you got to find green planets. Some of these aren't even working. All right, so we're gonna fix this because these two aren't even powered. I'm just gonna put like a satellite. I got several of these that ain't working. Yeah, so it's producing like 20 plastic a minute, and I probably should. I know what I should do. Need to add that blue fuel or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the spray coating to try to speed these up, which I'll probably end up doing later on. But I'm gonna go ahead, since I've got more chem facilities in my inventory, I'm just gonna go ahead and expand this a bit. Cause plastic, oh my god, plastic. First you gotta get the oil, then you gotta turn the oil and the crude oil into refined oil, then you gotta turn all that into plastic. But it looks like, I am making the structure matrix, the yellow matrix. That's being done. Okay. There's actually more oil here on this planet, so I have not stripped it completely of oil. As long as it's getting refined, that's fine with me. So we do got a pretty good amount of oil that's being refined, and that's awesome. But the thing about it is, like, I can increase all the crude oil by 33% if I kind of mixed it with oil and the hydrogen. That's a pretty good way to burn off the hydrogen, because if you look at that one, so it's like you get a molecule of hydrogen when you produce, when you refine the crude oil into refined oil, refine the crude. So that's something I never used in the update. So I should make a facility to do that. That way I won't ever be short on refined oil when I come through here. But looks like I got what I needed. The structure matrices are being produced, but just not at the rate that I want them yet. Yeah, not at the rate that I want them. And of course, to make that matrix, I have to make the titanium crystal. And that's going. It's just not going. It's just not going at the rate that I want. So what else do I got going on here? And this was also supposed to be like a hub for the, for the titanium alloy. What I could do, since I'm farming more, I've completely extracted all the iron from this plant. It did have iron at one point, but I've got a bunch of iron coming from other worlds, so what we could do, could import maybe a couple of ships worth of iron at a time. Yeah, maybe that's not gonna work because I've got too many planets that are actually looking for iron. Do, 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 do. I may have to make a new supply route, and that's cool. But this planet's got 9 million units of silicone, which I know that's needed elsewhere. But I'm not farming that right now for some reason. Let's see. And this alarm, this is because of this last one over here, which I don't really need it to be on. Let me shut that off because I'm producing the matrix. It's just not coming all the way down in this conveyor. But all these up. See, if that was on, that alarm I had would just gone off. Just to take a quick look at this Dyson sphere. This is yeah, this is actually one of my larger ones. And let's see. I'm trying to think what that other system that I was just at earlier. Not it. There. Got another large one going up right now. This one, it's pretty much going to be the same sphere, and it's going to. I'm just trying to see how many layers I can add to it. So actually, let's just take a quick look at that one. If I can find it on the map, there it is. So I was able to increase the amount of solar cells traveling to it. It's already got like 2 sets of frames on it already. I'm working on third. So this one's going to be pretty big. Cause just a comparison, this one's putting out 141 gigawatts power. And the one around Matar is about halfway to that. You got 61 gigawatts power. I've been playing this deal like for the past couple of days, just trying to beef up production. So this one, in a matter of days, I've gotten this one like from 20 gigawatts all the way up to 61, and it's steadily climbing. So I just wish that these solar cells would be absorbed a little bit faster, because you can see right now I've got 15,000 cells that are being absorbed, and I'm actually launching these solar cells from, you can see they're coming in from 2 different vectors. They're coming in from 2 different planets. So I'm just gonna try to keep the supply chain steady and let this one just keep building. I've got like tens of thousands of rockets on that coming from that planet. I got like nearly a whole side worth of a whole side of the planet, a whole hemisphere dedicated to launching dedicated to launching the Dyson Sphere rockets. Really. Yeah, so the research is going, which is what we want, but I've been trying to keep this, because these actually have to go to a whole nother star system to make the universe matrix. So if I can beef up, really what I need to beef up, not the plastic, because I think the plastic is okay. I need to beef up the organic crystal production. Okay. Well, no, I take that back. I do have to beef up the plastic, because without the plastic, I'm not going to be able to get the organic crystal. It's weird, because like I'm double using the crude oil. I'm taking the crude oil. I'm refining the crude oil. Then you gotta use the refined oil and then also the plastic. But the plastic also comes from the refined oil. Makes everything a bit tougher. I'll figure out how to get some iron there. Because I've got plants that's not using all the iron, and I know I'm farming it, so that should show up sooner or later. So, yeah. So, yeah, oh, yeah. I'll just do that. Think about it, it's like, this might be one of the best looking planets that I've come across, but oh well. So I guess in the meantime, I'm going to stretch this out as far as I can. Yeah, I've got plenty of foundation. I'm going to have to lay foundation to let this stretch out, which is okay. What's funny is like I saw somebody doing this like with and they had a bigger brush. I don't know how to do that. I don't see any controller where I can actually increase the size of my brush. And you know how most of my plants we use batteries to power the world. This one doesn't have any. Everything on this planet has either been run by is basically run solar power. But this is one of the early planets that I was on. So my production has gotten better. Because like I was watching one guy and just earlier his brush was like mine is a 2x2. His was like a 4x4. Yeah, well, I'm gonna look up how to do that. See what these other folks are doing. Let's see what they got. See what my guy here is. What you got going on? What's going on, Will? What you got going on? Looking for your remote control. Yeah, I had been thinking about using my Xbox rewards and getting one of those new Razer. I think they call it the Leviathan soundbar. It was pretty cool. I think I might do that. I got like a small speaker that I use. Um, but hey, since I got the rewards, might as well use that and get something cooler. Hold on a sec. What'd you say? My wife took me out for a birthday dinner. Yeah, yeah, it was yesterday. Appreciate it. Shit, I'm 40. Yeah. What? How old are you? Yeah, I am up there. Huh? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my wife she throwing me a party tonight, so I'm over here chilling and streaming until time to go do that. I need to take a nap. For some odd reason, I was like I got up like early this morning, like 4 some o'clock. I don't know, for some odd reason I was like had a little bit of cough going on. I'm like, what the fuck? So I just no. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm fine now though. I was like, I don't know why I couldn't. It's weird. Never know what the fuck. But no COVID. No COVID. Yeah, so I'm over here on building Dyson Sphere, beefing up my production and shit. And I might swap over to something a little bit more exciting here in a little bit. Kind of got on here and I was like talking on my broadcast, talking about Google Stadia, because that's shutting down. It's going away. They're pulling the plug on it. I don't. To be honest, I don't think anybody was playing it because I bought um a controller for it. But the good thing about it is like they're gonna give refunds. So I didn't have that many games on there anyway. And I think since it's like October, I think I will end up doing like a horror series for gaming for my channel. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do this though. Cause I think about it, I did buy like Resident Evil on Steam and just to have it, but I haven't really touched it. I need to, yeah, man, I need to try that. I need to try to finish that. Who you talking about? Rachel Dolezal? Who you talking about? Rachel Dolezal? That's the white woman that passed off as being black. They said somebody leaked her OnlyFans pictures or something like that the other day. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. She's white, but she passed herself off to be black. She was like in the NAACP or something. But like she's not black, no part black. Like both her parents are white as can be, and I'm like, yeah. People thought she was. I I I don't know. She like she could be um like light black and light skin, but but she had her hair curled like as if it was like natural, like a natural curl. But somebody leaked her stuff, and she's like all highly upset about it or something. I'm trying to see who's over there in my Twitch chat. No, it's like I got a couple of viewers over there. I was trying to. What's going on, viewers? Like, drop in the chat where you're watching from. I don't care if you're watching from Yakut, Russia. Just trying to see who's over there. It could be my brother at work watching me, for all I know. Cause sometimes he'll drop in on my Twitch and they're like, Chris, do something else, or yeah, he's 35. Yeah, he's still down there in Jackson. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Both of my brothers live in the Jackson area. My younger one lives. He's in North Jackson, and my older brother lives in Ridgeland. He's 51, or he's 50 or 51. I'm not gonna say his name on my channel right now. I'll tell you. He works for like Coca Cola. Like he makes deliveries. Yeah. All right, this should be helping. Oh, I'm trying to make more plastic in this game. Yeah, it's like you've seen me like play this. Like the object is to build Dyson spheres around the star, but you gotta excavate materials from the planet. Well, I gotta excavate oil from one planet. Right, the way I got it set up, deliver it to another planet where I got the facility built, process it to refine oil and plastic, and then some turn that into something that they're calling organic crystal in order to like do some research. It's a whole web of stuff. Why I ain't got no oil coming into this dang plant? Let's see. But I gotta find a better way to do this though. Cause I never really got a handle on how to handle that particular resource. Not the best way to do it. I mean, I got it. I just, I need to work. But I thought I'd get on here and like do some vlogging about Stadia and play this, and while the wife's away. I think before it gets too late in the day, I'm gonna end up having to take me a nap. Yeah, cause like I was literally up at like 4 o'clock this morning watching stuff. Um, oh, if you have Hulu, like there's a show that I just started watching called Reasonable Doubt. Is that they've been running commercials on it about it, like on cable and stuff. But it's pretty good. It's about this black woman that's a lawyer, but like she's like surrounded by drama. I'm like first 2 episodes, and she's married to one guy and separated from the doing a trial separation with her husband, who she has 2 kids by. She's got a thing for her bodyguard and a thing for and she got Michael Ealy is on there, and he plays like a guy that she was defending when she was a public defender. So it's already 3 motherfuckers that she's got a thing for. It's a trip, but you'd like it. I mean, I think it's pretty cool, but yep, lawyer show. But it's more about the lawyer's personal life than really anything. So, but it's a lot of stuff. I don't know. I think I like it, so I'm gonna stick with it. All right. Dang, this research is gonna take 2 hours to finish. I'm not gonna be on this game that long. There's a there's a pretty cool Gundam game that looks like it just dropped the other day. Wait, or not? Yeah, it dropped a couple of weeks ago, and I had always wanted to get into Gundam just because it got robots and shit. But yeah, this is a free to play game, so I don't know. I might try that one of these days. Let's get this FPS type. Looks pretty cool. That's good. What else? The fuck else I got? Shit. Based on my family history, I got like another 40 years left to live, at least.
Oh yeah, I mean, you definitely saying
Oh yeah, I got you, man. Yeah,
mine by a rip for sure now.
yeah, I know, right?
Next, I'm gonna get that damn prostate exam. Oh shit, this shit.
Mm. So,
Mm-mm. Oh, okay. I got you.
okay. So I got on my Dyson Sphere. I think I've got what I needed to get done. So I wanted to set up shop on a new planet, but that'll have to wait. Not gonna spend all evening on this shit. I've got like little ships running through like at least a dozen planets, building stuff. So it's like I kind of got it's a whole big supply chain. These are some resource management games, man. So it's like where when I finish building a Dyson Sphere around one star, then I'll take like whatever resources are left over and move them to another planet. And I try to make like a solar system like a specialty for building a certain part. So the thing about it is like these I kind of look at this like the same way some people look at Minecraft. You just sit back and build on things like from you can just build on stuff for like hours on end. That's like some of my Dyson Sphere streams have been like about 2 3 hours I can sit on here. Yeah, I guess I will download this Gundam game. Why not? It ain't gonna take too long. It's only 17 giga. this stream right now.